Coming up on Naperville News 17, the future of the Naperville Township Road District goes to a vote, a school night out to study some STEM, and an artful take on audio. Hello everyone, I'm Kim Pierce. Thanks for joining us for this week's Naperville News. Naperville Township hosted a public forum at the Municipal Center to educate the public on an upcoming referendum for township residents. Naperville News 17's Casey Krajewski has a story.
Naperville Township and Lisle Township residents voted in 2017 to merge their two road districts into one government body.
The previous referendum passed in 2017, which is what we're obliged to do at the moment, is to create a third road district in place of the existing two. Lisle Township Road District and Naperville Township Road District would merge into a brand new consolidated road district.
But a new referendum on April 2nd could put that merger into jeopardy. The referendum asks, shall the road district of Naperville Township be abolished with all the rights, powers, duties, assets, property, liabilities, obligations, and responsibilities being assumed by Naperville Township? If voters choose yes, Navinger said there would be no Naperville Township Road District to merge. He also said there would be little to no change in services or taxes imposed on township residents.
I think it's clear-cut in my mind. It's simply the road district, Naperville Township Road District, will no longer exist. Instead, there'll be a Naperville Township Highway Department that's part of the township.
However, not all parties feel the issue is that straightforward.
I don't know which one takes precedent. The one in 2017, the merger there and the elimination of the Naperville Township Road District on this ballot are supposed to occur at exactly the same time.
Naperville Township Supervisor Eddie Bedford told voters merging with Lisle Township would likely cause a 50% tax increase for Naperville Township residents, while Lisle Township residents would see their taxes decrease by 22%. But both highway commissioners felt those numbers didn't capture the full picture.
If you just merge the two or average the two, then Lisle Townships would go down and Naperville Townships would go up as they presented tonight. But this doesn't account for any consolidation savings that would occur because of the merger.
The new district would have to create new insurance coverage, new banking accounts. Everything has to be redone, and there's costs involved in doing that.
Those who attended the forum felt the biggest issue was the confusing wording of the question.
I had to think about it though, and then when he put the slide up again and then explained it, I thought, oh, I definitely would have voted wrong.
State law requires the referendum to be worded that way, but Navinger attempted to simplify the question.
If a resident of Naperville Township wishes for Naperville Township Highway Department services to remain independent and to avoid a tax increase due to the proposed consolidation in 2017, vote yes.
If voters agree with Navinger, his position would be eliminated. For Naperville News 17, I'm Casey Krajewski.
This was the final public forum on the issue, and voters will decide on April 2nd. The question of continuing invocations at DuPage County Board meetings could be put to a vote. Back in December, newly elected Democrat Don Dessart initially questioned prayer being included at the start of their meetings. Invocations have been a part of the board's agenda since at least 1973. Other Democrats on the board agreed with Dessart, while some Republican board members argued the invocations encourage diversity by including different religions. A prime example, the most recent board meeting invocation was given by an atheist. Atheist blogger and author Hemant Mehta gave what he called a moment of reflection. He spoke about the board's civic duties.
We ask that you use your time to deliberate and debate, not pray and prostrate. I urge you instead to remember the original motto of this country, E pluribus unum, out of many, one.
It was the first time an atheist gave the invocation, which is traditionally done by religious leaders of varying faiths. Board member Sam Tornatore asked that the invocation issue be put on the board's March 26th meeting agenda to be voted on. Changes are coming next year to the Washington Street Bridge. The bridge is nearly 100 years old and was last renovated in 2004. In 2017, residents gave city officials input on the bridge's revamp. The new bridge will remain 2 lanes, but will be widened to help reduce congestion. A right turn lane will be added going towards Aurora Avenue, and existing turn lanes will be extended. Bill Novak, the Director of Transportation Engineering and Development for the City of Naperville, said construction on the bridge could start as early as next year.
The city's completed the Phase 1 engineering. We're simply waiting for IDOT to give their formal approval to it, and we want to start with a Phase 2, which is the design engineering, where they prepare the construction documents and all. That's going to take a little over a year.
From now until next year, Novak said the city hopes to gather land parcels and finish the design engineering plan so they can present the bid in 2020 and begin construction later in the fall.
And we'll have to do it in 2 halves. So basically we want to demo the east half probably in January or February, start building that half in March and April and May, and be able to switch over and get the other half in the second half of the year so that we could have the entire structure done by the end of 2021.
Cost estimates for the new bridge are between $5 and $6 million, with 80% covered by federal funding. The city also has plans to raise the sidewalks from under the Washington Bridge to prevent the Riverwalk from overflowing in water when it rains. After the break, there's green to be seen on the grounds of Cantini.
Black Rock has grown quickly since its founding less than 10 years ago. At Black Rock, you cook your steak on a sizzling 755-degree volcanic rock to your exact liking. You can also enjoy all kinds of seafood on the volcanic rock, so each piece is seared to perfection and piping hot as you eat it. At Black Rock Bar and Grill, it's more than just a meal. It's an experience.
Since 2001, families and friends have been caught reading Positively Naperville. At home, around town, and all over the world. Thanks for reading, in print and online.
The focus was on unique programming and services at District 203's latest Focus 203 Community Engagement Session. Presenters highlighted the 5 special services the district offers for students, those being early childhood education, alternative learning opportunities, the Gifted and Talented program, dual language, and the Connections program.
I think really it's, again, that commitment that we have to make sure that we value the uniqueness of every student and that we find a pathway for them and that we have all kinds of services in place and that our goal really is on how do we make it best for all kids.
Parents, students, and community members in attendance worked on a group activity to find improvements that could be made to the unique programming. If you missed this Focus 203 session, a full video of the presentation will be posted on the district's website. And District 203 held a special STEM night event on March 14th, Pi Day. Naperville News 17's Christine Lena was there.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Every type of STEM learning took over Meadow Glens Elementary for none other than Pi Day.
We're in our 5th year of the Meadow Glens STEM Discovery Night, and tonight we were expecting about 200 to 250 families, and we have about 40 different companies that have put together hands-on exhibits for the event.
The companies and groups varied from Nokia and the Morton Arboretum to the Naperville Police Department and Fermilab.
I really like the entire idea of this STEM night just so that they can get their foot into what STEM is, how maybe they're interested in it or not interested in it, and what aspect they like the most.
And former Fermilab scientist turned Congressman Bill Foster even stopped by to join the fun.
It's so important to get young kids interested to become the next generation of scientists. But what was really neat here is to see not only just the kids having fun, but all the different businesses coming in and showing kids what STEM careers look like. Showing things that are made right here in this area that rely on STEM skills. It just fits together so wonderfully.
After exploring the exhibits, many knew what piqued their interest in the field.
I really like the one behind us where you had to design a cone and you had to cut it in different ways so it could float up in the air. My personal favorite is when you get to drive around the robots or the bugs. I like bugs, so.
A night of learning to light up a world of possibilities. Reporting for Naperville News 17, I'm Christine Lena.
It's finally time for spring. Naperville News 17's Christian Canizal headed to Cantini to see how the park is getting ready to blossom.
Cantini Park is home to over 300 different species of plants, but during the winter, most plants can't survive. Thankfully, the park has a temporary place where the plants can live.
We have 18,000 square feet of greenhouse space. It was built in 1987, and at the time it was pretty much state-of-the-art. It still is a very current greenhouse, and it offers us a great growing space.
The greenhouse has several sections, each with different temperatures that simulate the plant's natural environment.
Typically in the first house we'll have things that are more tropical in nature, and then down where I'm standing now is mainly things that would tolerate the cool weather and be able to go out in the springtime.
The park will grow over 40,000 plants during the spring and estimate they'll grow over 200,000 plants by the end of the year. Carr says his team will use over 5,000 gallons of water in the spring to water plants around the park's garden and golf course.
Primarily it'll be all of the summer plants that you'll come to see. We'll have groups that'll be here from Scarce and Midwest Fruit Explorers, Illinois Extension, and they'll all be here for educational purposes so you can learn more about what they do and how it relates to plants.
Cantini Park will have an open greenhouse event on May 5th. People will get the chance to learn more about how the plants are grown. For Naperville News 17, I'm Christian Canizal.
You can visit Cantini Park's website to see all their events for the spring. Coming up, a program to help drop the level of student stress.
Shop downtown Naperville this spring with over 100 shops from national favorites to one-of-a-kind boutiques, plus over 50 restaurants, and health and beauty options too. Downtown Naperville is the premier shopping destination in the western suburbs. And don't forget about Downtown Naperville gift cards. They make a perfect gift for every occasion. Come shop, dine, stay, and have fun in downtown Naperville.
We're proud to call Naperville our hometown. It's where we can enjoy simple pleasures, such as a stroll along the Riverwalk, or the excitement of a Friday night football game, or the hustle and bustle of a busy holiday season. It's where families can raise their children and plant their roots for generations to come. There's no other place like Naperville, and so we're proud to be the city's nonprofit television station, capturing on video the spirit of what makes our hometown great. Our programs keep residents here connected to one another and informed about what's happening in town. We thank you for your support and ask that you continue to watch and continue to share with your friends and family our stories about this wonderful town we all call home.
Kids Matter is helping teach teens ways to de-stress. Our own Christine Lena has more.
Kids Matter is teaching teens tranquility techniques with the help of the 28-member nonprofit coalition Collaborative Youth Team. All month long, Kids Matter's Mindfulness Matters campaign sends out weekly messages on social media that focus on different types of mindfulness tips or tranquility, intentional, presence, and sensory experience.
We found that 61% of all teens are actually enduring a lot of stress and anxiety, and so we thought with this mindfulness campaign that could really help those individuals because 48%, I believe it is, actually say that they're struggling mentally as well, and so we're hoping that if we can kind of bring attention to this subject matter, I think that people might just take that month to be mindful.
The campaign began specifically for the season of standardized testing. With this and Mindfulness Matters Month, Kids Matter is also hosting Stress Less for the Test seminars to teach students how to unwind their mind before taking exams.
It might be helpful for going into high school next year and make the transition a little easier.
And there's been a lot of talk about SATs coming up and test taking for standardized tests. And then also I thought it would help him just for the honors and the PA classes, that he's going to be taking.
The The group even participates in a stressful situation to practice the new techniques they learned. The next Stress Less for the Test events will be held on March 19th at Waubonsie Valley and on March 20th at Naperville North. Reporting for Naperville News 17, I'm Christine Lena.
And to cap off Mindfulness Matters Month, Kids Matter is inviting families to Lou Malnati's on April 8th for a day of mindfulness. Local student musicians will perform, and 20% of your bill will go back to Collaborative Youth Team. With summer around the corner, the Indian Prairie Parents Council hosted an event letting students know what they can do over the summer. The IPPC hosted their 11th annual Student Summer Activities Fair. Over 45 vendors attended the event, sharing information about academic classes, STEM activities, music classes, sports camps, and volunteer opportunities for teens. The options had some students excited for summer.
The camps. Yeah, definitely the summer camps and the school rock over there. Very exciting. I'm really excited for the camps too.
And parents are looking forward to getting the kids out of the house and off their devices.
I'm excited that they've all told me they want to leave the house for 3 weeks this summer. So yes, and after this winter we'll be happy to get out of the basement.
If you couldn't make it to the event, you can visit District 204's website for information on the exhibitors that were there. 'Tis the season of St. Patrick's, and some may celebrate its spirit with spirits. Our own Christian Kenazal gives us a taste of the Irish holiday.
Von Fass, meaning from the cask, is a unique store in downtown Naperville specializing in oils, vinegars, and spirits. In honor of St. Patrick's Day, Von Fass hosted an Irish whiskey tasting event.
First known recipe dates back to 1107. Whiskey is actually Gaelic for the water of life. And it was made by monks to help preserve water and help them out.
The group of 6 got the chance to try whiskey from the Teeling Distillery. Chrysula said the spirits had to be aged for 3 years and a day in case there's a leap year, and of course from Ireland to be considered Irish whiskey. The event is meant to be fun, but also to inform the people about their drinks.
We do Irish whiskey tastings pretty much for the informative purposes. We also like to entertain with the Irish whiskey tastings. You learn about the drinks, you enjoy the drinks, it's a win-win.
In addition to the whiskey, the group also enjoyed aged cheese and dessert topped with whiskey-infused whipped cream. Participants weren't expecting a history lesson, but were glad they learned about Irish whiskey.
Our host, Little Mike, did a fantastic job talking about how the process is and the different types, and we got to taste a few, and what a great time.
Celebrating the Irish culture with an Irish drink. For Naperville News 17, I'm Christian Kenazal.
If whiskey's not your thing, keep an eye out for other tasty tastings on the Von Fass Facebook events page. Up next, a special set of games where everyone's included.
What's the matter, boy? What are you trying to tell me? Is something wrong?
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something.
Naperville Animal Crime Stoppers.
Yes, I'd like to report a case of animal cruelty and neglect.
Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves.
Che Fagata is everything amazing about Italy right here in Naperville. Fresh-made pasta is tossed with the finest ingredients, while meats, seafood, and vegetables are cooked over a mixture of hickory, apple, and olive woods, roaring in a wood-fired grill and brick oven. Almost everything you can enjoy on the menu is available to bring home with Che Fagata's Italian and Mediterranean market.
Inside Peterson Elementary School is something unique to Naperville, something that brings the entire community together for an afternoon of fun and competition, the Special Survivor Games.
Every year it's amazing to see how happy it can make everybody. Like, you just see smiles across everybody's faces the entire game.
Marissa Kacharski and her family began holding a summer event, the Survivor Games, in 2008, where kids from the neighborhood would come to race and play. And from that, the Special Survivor Games were born, from the mind of 5th grader Marissa in 2012.
I was always frustrated that my friend Sean, who has severe autism, couldn't participate because of he's not able to regulate his body temperature properly. So we figured out a way to rent this space and get all of his friends and all of my friends together to do those same relay races and games.
So now the Kacharskis, along with a host of volunteers and participants, gather inside on a cool March day to have some fun. That includes Dahlia Ramirez and her mother Evelyn.
It's a great experience for her because she gets to be in a team and, play with other kids, and she sees that she's not that different. So she really enjoys it.
And she's not alone. Each game and activity is adapted to ensure everyone can participate and have fun. And for every child with special needs, there are 2 buddies there to join them in competition.
It's super impactful, and it's really nice to see the smile on your face as long as with other people, and it makes you feel good.
Claire Malloy is 15 and her sister Nora is 10. Both have come out for a second year to be a part of the festivities. And Nora's favorite part?
Just showing kids that no matter how you are, how old are you, anything like that, you can do it and just try your best.
For Claire and Nora's mother, Rita, the Special Survivor Games is another perfect opportunity for her to instill in her daughters valuable life lessons.
I'm all about life lessons with my family, so I want to teach them patience and compassion and acceptance of other people with all different abilities.
Among the games played, a forward and backward relay, a ball and a spoon race, and a scooter race. Perfect chances for participants and volunteers to bond.
When I was growing up, I didn't have anybody that I knew with a disability, so I didn't have that experience. So I do think it's good they learn how to work with different types. Like my son is nonverbal, he doesn't speak at all, so it's hard for people to grasp that at times.
And Rupi has his son Ben, who has been coming to the games for 4 years. And it's just one part of the community that her family has come to learn is inclusive.
Naperville in general is very supportive anywhere we go. All kinds of different opportunities, different organizations. Just having these kids 2 to 1, like you said, that it's overwhelming for a parent to have things like this for us.
I like taking the pictures during the event, so I don't actually participate in it because I like to look for those moments that you can capture, because when you can capture a moment that somebody is sharing with another person, it's amazing.
And on this day, amazing smiles dazzle all over the gym, shining ever brighter on the 7th edition of the Special Survivor Games. Reporting for Sports Story Sunday, I'm Kevin Jackman.
And if you have an idea for a sports feature, you can let us know at newstips@nctv17.com. The 95th Street Library hosted a crash course in how to create sound wave art. Library employees walked the students step by step through creating their own digital crafts.
I think it's important to incorporate some of the technology things we have in the library to practical applications. So these fun things that you can do with the stuff that we offer.
Participants used the library's sound recording studio to create the base for their art. Some chose their favorite song.
525,600 minutes.
While others used the class to make a card for Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
From there, the digital artists used Photoshop to decorate their sound waves however they wanted.
It sounded cool. I didn't actually know what it was until I Googled it, which was after I signed up for it. But I really liked it.
The program is one of the first at the library, designed to promote the tech buffet the facility has to offer. That includes the sound recording studio, a green screen room, and computers preloaded with different software.
This was really fun to me because not only did we get to use the technology portion, but then they get to actually create something as well.
Art that really speaks or sings
Happy birthday, dear Nivedita,
to you. You can find a full list of library programs on their website. And that's what's happening right here in your neighborhood, Naperville. We'll see you next week. Until then, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our website, nctv17.com, for daily updates.
This week's Naperville News 17 is brought to you in part by the following sponsors. program is partially funded by a grant from the City of Naperville.